Hey everyone, I'm here with a 2020 Audi A4 Quattro Premium, and today I just want to go over a 6,000 mile update on this vehicle and just what it's been like over the last several months that I've had it. So I've had this vehicle for just under 6 months now, and it has 5,910 miles approximately on the odometer. Again, this is a A4 2020 in Glacier White Metallic with the convenience package premium trim line, which is Quattro with the 248 horsepower turbocharged 2-liter engine. It's an E-888 engine that's kind of ubiquitous across a lot of Audi and VW products. It has 18-inch wheels. They have Pirelli Centrato P7 all-season tires on there. They are not run flats, so they don't make a lot of noise over the pavement in comparison to the run flats on my previous Alfa Romeo Giulia, which is really nice. This is the Quattro models for 2020 came standard with the S-Line exterior package, which included a revised front bumper, revised grille as part of that front bumper, wheels, the S-Line badge, has chrome trim around the outside windows, and then on the inside it has S-Line illuminated door sills, which is pretty nice. This car also has the all-weather floor mats, which are, you know, really nice to have when it's really hot outside and also when it's really cold outside and there's lots of snow. So it's pretty nice. It really is sharp in this Glacier White Metallic. It's kind of a sparkly white metallic, which is really nice. Has the base LED headlamps, no adaptive cruise control, but it has forward collision warning with pedestrian detection and blind spot monitoring. So it's a pretty nice car overall. Sunroof, heated seats, keyless entry and ignition, and it also has this really kind of clever trunk lid too. If you have the keys on you and you come up to the rear bumper and kick underneath the rear bumper, so if I kick under here, and it opens up the rear trunk just like that. Onto the things that have gone wrong with it or need to have been fixed. Not really too much. I brought it in for some wind noise the other day because the windshield, it sounded like there was like a whistling noise from the bottom of the front windshield in front of me. Apparently that's pretty common with a lot of these Audi products, especially the A4 in particular. So if I go down here, it kind of, what I've heard is air actually gets underneath here and kind of whistles at the corner of the windshield a little bit. It's hard to hear if you don't have the climate. If you have the climate control on, you don't really hear it. Same thing on this side. But if you have the climate control off or the music off, you can kind of hear the whistling wind noise, but it really has to be a strong wind or a crosswind in order to get it to whistle and replicate properly. So it's not really a huge deal. Other vehicles like the loaner car I had it to a lesser extent. I had both the 2020 and 21 Audi A4 Premium, pretty much identical with all-wheel drive, and they both had the slight whistling noise. This car is a little more evident, but it's probably within the build tolerances that the car is specified to. This does not have laminated side windows, which the Prestige model does, so that would be a differentiator in terms of cars with less or more wind noise, but this car is still really quiet nonetheless, even with that slight whistle or high-pitched wind noise at highway speeds. Now there was a rattle in the back window when I had the music on, particularly with heavy bass, and the bass would cause the backlight or the back window to make noise. So they actually replaced the rear high-mounted brake light assembly, which is up here, as you can tell. So up here, that whole thing inside the car, mounted underneath the headliner, was replaced. So that fixed the issue about 90% of the way. If I turn up the bass or the volume really high, you can still hear a little bit of noise, but it's coming from either the rear door panels or the rear parcel shelf. But every other Audi A4 I've driven, if I turn up the bass on particular music, you will get it to make a slight rattle / rumble or vibration in the back area of the cabin. So it seems to be common also on the A4s. I think that's a slight design fault. So I got that fixed, which is good. Let's see. Oh, the rear outside door handle was not built quite properly from the factory on this. It was slightly over flush. So this door handle plastic insert with the LED light here for the hand grip was not flush with the painted exterior cap. So all that they had to do was basically slide this outside cap forward, and then it clipped it locked in the clip that was on that insert back there, so it fixed the issue. So now it's flush, and now I don't feel like there's a sharp edge when I grab the rear driver's side door handle. I'm trying to think if there's been other issues with this. The dual clutch transmission, as it's worn in a little bit, because I got this car with about 600 miles on the odometer, and now it has a little over 5,900 miles. The dual clutch transmission has made a slight it kind of stumbles at low speed a little bit when it's off and on the clutches, when it's trying to ease onto the clutch when you're accelerating, or ease off the clutch, especially in stop and go driving. So it's a little shaky, it hesitates a little bit. They found no faults in the transmission control module or the engine control module, no OBD2 faults when they hooked up the OBD2 scanner, but they didn't find any minor faults inside the modules at all. So it's really just part of the dual clutch transmission and what it's like to have it. So it's not really a fault on the car's part. So it's just the way that the car works. No other issues, no like other stumbling issues once you get out of stop and go driving. On the highway at 75 to 77 miles an hour, I typically get 37 to 38 miles per gallon in the summer, and about 33 to 34 miles per gallon at the same speed in the winter. So, and around town, I've been averaging about 29 to 30 miles per gallon. So it gets great gas mileage, which I'm really happy about, because it has a permanent four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive system, Audi Quattro, which is, I think, the Torsen-based setup. It's full-time. It's not a disconnecting front-to-rear setup like the newer Ultra all-wheel drive Quattro systems. This is kind of the still traditional longitudinal Audi Quattro system that they've been renowned for over the years. So it works extremely well. The tires have been wearing good. They're at 10-30 seconds a tread, which is excellent. That's almost new. 10.5 is new. Has 5,900 miles. Still has 10 millimeters of brake pad thickness for the brakes, front and rear brake pad thickness. So they're almost new as well. The infotainment MIB3, which was new for 2020, is on the A4 was the first model, then the A5 and A5 Sportback. They got it slightly after that. MIB3 system sometimes has issues with phones when they connect. There's been probably no rebooting issues with the infotainment, but Apple CarPlay has frozen on me a few times when using certain apps like Google Maps on my phone. But simply taking out the cord and then plugging it back into my phone has fixed the issue 90% of the time. If that doesn't work, I reboot the system by holding down the infotainment volume knob on the center console for 15 seconds. And you keep holding it until the system reboots, and then you let go, and then it's always fixed the issue. There is a software update coming in Q4 of 2021 for the A4 and for pretty much all the early MIB3 systems for 2020 model year Audis. So that's coming in Q4 of this year. So that should fix some of the issues, as well as the HomeLink system that in the touchscreen does not work when you touch the screen to open up your garage door. You have to assign the steering wheel button, which is the star button. So other than that, let's step inside and we'll start it up. It's kind of low on fuel right now, so I apologize for that. And it's really hot today. It's 95 degrees outside, 97. Start it up. So, yep, this has a standard instrument cluster. I got the AC on because it is hot out here. Won't turn up the fan speed too high. But the interior is worn pretty well. It hasn't had any issues or anything like that, and all the interior trim looks the same. It starts up robustly and doesn't have any issues. So yeah, you know, it still is an impressive car. It drives really well. It's really, you know, stout and fast and feels confident on the road. So I'm really happy about that. Let's step outside. So yeah, that's about it for this 2020 Audi A4 Premium Quattro model. It has 5,910 miles, and I've been really happy with it so far. And if you have any questions or comments about it, just let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day, everyone. Talk to you later.